Hi there, Tom from Clarion SsangYong here. Are you considering a big vehicle, maybe something to work with? Why not choose the award-winning Musso, like the one behind me here? Or if you're thinking of a staycation, something with 7 seats, why not the award-winning Rexton? Both of which are fantastic vehicles. And right now, we've got fantastic value for money deals. So watch the rest of the video with me and step into my blue pool of value and find out exactly why you should be buying a SsangYong right now. So just who are SsangYong? Well, if you're new to the brand, you've probably got masses of questions, but the important things to know are that SsangYong are a South Korean SUV and pickup manufacturer. They've been around since 1954, and they're now making some award-winning trucks and SUVs. And in the UK, we've got some phenomenal deals, which undercut virtually everything else on the market and ensure you get the best value if you're looking for a large car. So let's explore. Hey guys, so what's SsangYong been up to? Or have they got planned for 2023? So I'm in the showroom today because it's freezing cold outside and I don't want to go out there. So I'm going to stay in here and look around a couple of cars, show you some of the differences that have just happened at the very end of the year, and then we'll talk about what's happening for 2023. Yeah, sound good? Yeah. Let's go. So starting with Rexton, now this change actually occurred just at the end of last year, but this no longer comes with the ultimate trim I'm talking about here, no longer comes with the 360-degree around view camera. Now, SsangYong did that purely because they're trying to keep the price point below that magic 40,000 luxury tax band, because obviously as soon as you enter that, you're paying a lot more tax on an annual basis, and they wanted to keep that below. So fantastic option for someone that wants even better value for money and not to give the taxman too much money, which is great. And of course instead, and I'm going to try and do this before it gets too dark and you won't be able to see, but if you just see out the front there, he says, can you see it? Direct camera, yes. So this is a Rexton Ultimate Plus. This is the one I've been using for all the photos. This is the model with the gloss black wheels, as you can see outside. That model of course was used as the new top of the line. Now of course it breaches that luxury tax band, but it means you get a whole host of extras. So that came with obviously the Alcantara and quilted leather mix. You get the wireless charging, and of course you get the sunroof as well. And I've done a very comprehensive video with all of those features, which I'll stick a link to down or somewhere around. So Musso, not a huge difference for Musso this year. I mean, realistically, most of the changes to the spec changed in September, October last year, and that of course was the new black grille with darkened badges, and of course the full digital display, which is inside. I do apologise, this car is filthy, by the way. We haven't had a chance to valet this one yet, so I feel a little bit guilty showing you this one, but that's the way it is sometimes. Now, right about here, I'd be showing you a Tivoli and a Korando, no doubt, but I haven't actually got either of those models right now, brand new. We're waiting for stock to come in. Now, whilst we're touching on that subject, we have got stock of both Musso and Rexton available pretty much on tap. Korando and Tivoli, you are going to be waiting a little bit longer. You're probably going to be waiting between 1 to 2 months, most likely, before we actually have those coming through. But 1 to 2 months is so much better than virtually any other manufacturer out there at the minute. So from a stock position, really good news. We've been asked a fair bit about Torres this year and when that's coming, the specification, all that kind of stuff. And I'll be completely clear with you, I don't know. I mean, we know it's going to be coming. We know it's going to be an EV only vehicle. That's as much information as we have from SsangYong. I would expect it probably to compete with Kia's electric vehicles, but it isn't the size of a Soul. It is a bigger vehicle. It's bigger than Korando, and it's not quite as big as Rexton. So be prepared for it to be kind of somewhere in that price point. If you imagine that, I would say probably between, I would think about 35 to about £45,000, something along those lines. But I might be wrong, but that's a pretty good educated guess. Loads of you have asked me why SsangYong has changed their warranty for 2023, and the simple answer is rising costs. I mean, like everyone else, we're dealing with inflation, we're dealing with part supply problems, we're dealing with all sorts of things, and this basically is a way we mitigate it. I mean, cars like the Rexton behind me here, you know, if we had kept the 7-year warranty as a standard feature, that would have pushed that vehicle into the luxury tax band. Okay, so instead now SsangYong is giving you a 5-year 100,000 mile warranty standard, with the option of upgrading to a 7-year 150,000 mile warranty. And I actually think that's a good thing, because more often than not, the cars that we sell here, our customers usually keep them for about 4 years. Usually, you know, they do a 4-year PCP and then they kind of get hold of a new one and move on. And that's quite a standard practice. So for those customers, they're not going to get that benefit of the 4-year warranty. So keeping that price point low is important to them, you know. But for the people that do want to, you know, we have a lot of our Musso customers who buy a Musso and they want to take advantage of that long warranty, you know, maybe for their business or something like that. They can do it. You know, you've got the choice now of doing so. And I'm going to talk about the pricing and how you get that a little bit later on. Now, a question we get asked an awful lot, especially towards the end of last year, was what is happening with SsangYong Korea's financial situation. We have now completed a deal with a new owner, so KG Mobility they're called, big Korean chemical company. And I'm sure you probably know, or you'll probably put 2 and 2 together, that a Korean chemical company, they've got the requisite chemicals to make batteries. They're going to want someone that they can go and put batteries in. So again, it hints at the direction that SsangYong's going to go by moving into EVs and that kind of thing. And it's good news. I mean, lots more investment. We're going to see new models. Of course, we've got the Torres EV that I've just talked about as well. That means that, you know, the SsangYong's going in the right direction. And it's really heartening to know that the last quarter, SsangYong Korea reported the first profit in many, many years. So again, good news and onwards and upwards, really. But the main event, so SsangYong's first quarter deal is this fantastic 54321 deal. Let's head to the desk now and check it out and see what it's all about. The exciting bit. So before we get into the deal, which is above my head, as you can see, this 54321 complete peace of mind, I just want to reiterate the value for money that you're getting from these vehicles. So this we're looking at here is the Rexton Ultimate Plus. Now it has got the Clarion Cars Exclusive Black Edition pack, which is the wheels painted in gloss black, which costs $499 extra, but we'll come on to that a little bit more later. But right off the bat, once again, this is £3,750 cheaper than a Kia Sorento Edition 2.2, which in this market is the cheapest competitor, okay? So there isn't anything cheaper out there which is this class, so 7-seater, large car, that kind of thing, that's close in this price point. And even though we are cheaper, we're towing 1,000 kilograms more, okay? And it has a higher spec. So realistically, we should be competing with things like the Toyota Land Cruiser and the Land Rover Discovery and that type of vehicle that tows that same amount. And, you know, if I were to do that, we would be tens of £1,000s cheaper. You know, I wanted to just really hammer home the value for money aspect with the Rexton and use that Kia as an example. Right, let's move on, shall we? So Musso, £3,286 cheaper than an Isuzu D-Max V-Cross Auto. The cheapest competitor, even though the Musso payload is 750 kilos more, so the gross train weight, now that means the total amount of towing ability. So it can tow 3,500 kilos and it can take 1,150 kilos in the pickup bed at the same time. Okay, so I think the gross train weight total, and I will have to absolutely double check here, is 6,750 kilos. So yeah, 750 kilos more, so it's that much stronger. But the key bit and what you're really going to be impressed with is the fact it has 38 PS more power and 81 newton meters of torque. So all that time that you are towing with it, or you're taking a lot of weight, it's a lot more relaxed, it's a lot easier, and in actual fact you'll probably end up having a slightly better fuel economy from when you are towing, because the engine's not going to be working quite as hard as that little engine that's in the Isuzu. It's only 164 PS, so much better. So again, fantastic value for money, £3,286 cheaper. Moving on, Korando. Now The Kia Sportage, lovely machine that's just come out. However, the Korando is still better. We're £3,543 cheaper than an adjusted Kia Sportage manual. Now, when I say adjusted, that means a car which we've added 18-inch alloys to ensure that it is the same specification. And then when you compare that to the Korando, you will find that, as I say, you've got that massive saving. So again, massive value for money aspect on that one. And of course the Tivoli, £455 cheaper than the Kia Stonic 2, despite the Tivoli having 30 horsepower more power and more space and specification. Again, a phenomenal value for money aspect. Having a bigger boot in a small SUV like this, it makes all the difference. And to get it cheaper than our next closest competitor, again, phenomenal. So, value for money, we've got it covered. Let's move on to the deal and put the icing on the cake. So here we go. Let's dip our toes into this blue pool of value. So not only are you getting that excellent RRP price, okay, but SsangYong is offering you 5 years, 100,000 miles warranty, 7 years if you upgrade, okay. You get 4 years servicing. Okay, now this usually costs about £1,400. I think it's £1,425, something like that, and you're getting it for just £400. So you're saving about £1,050 right off the bat. Okay, by taking out this particular deal, you get 3 years low rate finance, and as you can see, it's a 6% APR, 36-month hire purchase finance, and that's about 2.5% lower, okay, than any of our competitors at the moment. Now, I'm sure if you're a veteran like me, you're used to seeing kind of 0%, 2.9, all that kind of stuff. Guys, that last year interest rates rose, all that kind of stuff. It's not in the market anymore. So you might look at that 6% and think, that's not very low. Genuinely, it is. It's a subsidized deal. It's costing us lots and lots of money, and it means that you get money for a lot less. Okay. You get 3 years roadside assistance total. Now, what that means is we give 1 year standard, and then SsangYong are giving you an additional 2 to make it a 3-year total. So fantastic value again. And then if obviously the car, when it needs its first MOT, we're covering that cost as well. So really, we're giving you, if you go for that 54321 deal, I mean, you're getting a minimum of 4 years complete peace of mind motoring, which is, of course, what the tagline is for this deal. So, fantastic value. And I can't iterate again enough. This is cheaper than its closest competitor, even though this is a top of the range model. And you're getting all of this just for £400 extra on top of the RRP. So, fantastic deal. Now, for some of you, you might want to go down the PCP route. Traditionally, it is a little bit cheaper than a hire purchase agreement. Now, the hire purchase deal that SsangYong are offering, the subsidised rate, it's a great rate, but you do need a relatively large deposit because the minimum deposit is 35%. Now, the reason they've advertised it is, in actual fact, we have an awful lot of customers that are moving into these vehicles from your Toyota Land Cruisers, from your Land Rovers. So they're quite valuable vehicles that are used for deposit, and it makes sense in that respect, you see. But for all our other customers outside of that want to do from nil deposit upwards, you can do that, and you can do it on a PCP. You don't get the subsidised rate, so it is at 8.5%. But if you have a look with me here, so I've put a deposit in of 12,411, which again you might think, Tom, that's not particularly low, but it is actually around the kind of value that we see part exchanges coming in against Rexton Ultimate Plus. Now, you can go all the way back down, and all that will do is it will make the monthly payment slightly more expensive, but you can have it at $499 per month with £12,411 deposit, okay? And that is at 8.5%. So this is the non-subsidised rate because it's outside of the terms of SsangYong's special deal. Then, of course, you get still the 5-year 100,000 mile warranty. You get the 4 annual services, which still cost £400, by the way, and the 3 years roadside assistance and the first MOT. So that's just another way of looking at it, just with a low deposit, if that's what you want to do. Now, I'm sure you'll be thrilled with this next slide, but because we are talking about a finance deal, I have certain obligations that we have to do when we're advertising them. So in a minute, I'm going to flash up a lovely terms and conditions page for you to look at. I'm sure you'll be thrilled. Please enjoy. Here we go. Who doesn't love terms and conditions, hey? But you've made it this far, you're through to the really exciting bit now. Now, Clarion Cars, we're an independent SsangYong dealer, and that means we can put the cherry on the top. So not only are you getting that fantastic 54321 deal, you're getting a product which is the lowest price in the market, but Clarion Cars, we're going to give you a tow bar. So if you're buying a Rexton or a Musso, we recognise that if you're buying a Rexton, you might be towing. If you're buying a Musso, you're probably definitely going to be towing. So we're going to give you that free tow bar, and that is worth about £700. So it's not to be sniffed at. It's a real cherry on the top of what is already a fantastic deal. Okay. Now, it's worth mentioning as well that at this stage, you can actually upgrade the warranty if you wish. So if you are a die-hard 7-year warranty fan, that is doable. Okay, so on Musso and Rexton it costs £999, so £1,000 basically, and on Tivoli and Korando it costs £750. But we can't give that away free, unfortunately. But as I say, that is something that is available if you want. Right, so you've heard about this fantastic deal now, and I know that there are folk out there that are like, well, I just want to know how much I can save. I don't want any of this. How much is my discount or whatever? So we do cater for that type of person as well. So if I move over to my next slide, you'll probably see this advertised around at the moment on Auto Trader and things like that. But we do offer a direct deal. Now, what that means is if you call us, WhatsApp me, or email us, we will tell you exactly what we can do for you. Now, the reason we don't advertise it is because all the deals differ so much, because there are certain groups and affiliates and partners that SsangYong recognises and therefore gives you a larger saving, and there are some that don't. So the best thing to do is to get hold of us by either WhatsApping me, calling me, or emailing either myself or any of our team here, and we will tell you exactly what we can do for you. It is well worth it. You know, we're very transparent here. We talk, you know, we don't hide behind anything. If we've got a deal to be done, we will try and do it for you. We're very well known for it, you know, across the SsangYong world. So we really hope to hear from you if that's what you want to talk about. So guys, there you go. That's what's currently on offer for 2023. We will make another video probably towards the end of March, April, just to fill you in on the latest with SsangYong and the news and all the rest of it. But in the meantime, obviously comment on this video, send an email, send a WhatsApp, whatever you fancy doing, and we will be thrilled to answer any questions you have and help you get your next SsangYong. I cannot stress that enough. We would be glad to hear from you, and we're very approachable people. So it's been lovely actually. The last few people that we've seen have all said, "Oh Tom, I recognise you from YouTube. Yeah, I saw you on there," and it's great. It's a really nice way of speaking to you guys and introducing ourselves to new customers. So we hope to hear from you. Till the next time, see you later.